What's up, y'all? This is Nekoroth and welcome back to the letter.
I have missed this so much.
Even though we just played it yesterday.
I'm addicted as all hell.
They don't know that though. Shh. They might not know that.
But yeah, this is Kieran the Batcat coming once again with Nekoroth.
Because I had Kieran over last night. We had last minute plans to go out the other night. We went to a pub to spend some time with someone. It was a friend's birthday, and he ended up staying the night. And I was like, you know what? As soon as we get up, let's record a little bit more.
Yeah.
So here we are.
And we're always really happy to record more of the letter.
This will probably be posted around about the end of the week.
Yeah.
While we're away. So.
And this one hits a little closer to home because we've got a Scottish person.
Yeah. Let me just. Ooh, Rebecca. Biggie!
Little Biggie!
Oh, look at her though. She's got sass coming at ARS. But aye, she's fab. Where we left off, we ended the Marianne chapter in Christ on a Bike. That was something.
Something about a fucking Disney film or something. She's trapped in the bad man's castle.
Aye, we had laughs, we had tears.
Very emotional at some bits as well. It
was very emotional. We should have a quick look at these journal entries while we listen to this music.
For the power of the journals.
We have a. That's something that I forgot to do.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, so we'll read the brand new Rebecca profile once we read these timelines. So we should. We've been here before. These are the new ones. So let's give these a read.
Again, I really do like the art and these.
Aye, the illustrations are fantastic. I'll let you go ahead.
Oh, no bother. Wednesday, October 26th. To keep her mind off of things that haunted her, Marianne McCulloch focused on assisting the Wrights during their moving. Later that afternoon, she was seen chatting with Luke Wright, who then demanded she and the rest of her crew take an early leave.
That was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Just the fact he was like, "I'm serious, Mint. If you see anything strange, you contact me." Like, oh.
That's a bit. He's hell-bent on finding anyone who's
hiding knives in random bits of their building.
Oh yeah, can we talk about that for a second?
Attic knives.
Who puts knives up into the... I was about to say, who puts attics up into the knives? But anyway, yeah.
The interior designer once again drank her frustrations away at the Galway Shawl because no one calls it the Crowbar. Albeit heavily intoxicated, she was seen chatting with Ashton Frey, a detective inspector working for the LPD, about Luke Wright. Before abruptly leaving, the detective left her his calling card.
That was hilarious. That was probably one of the funniest scenes in the game so far.
I just love her, like, I was surprised she didn't try and, like, pick him up like a child.
Aye, to be fair, you probably could, considering there must be some height difference.
Are you one of Rebecca's students, little girl?
Okay, so we've read this before. This was Hannah's chapter.
That was his absinthe.
Right, let's move on to October.
Oh Lord!
Oh Lord!
Friday, October 28th. Desperate to deal with her painful past, Marianne McCulloch excused herself from attending the housewarming party to search for Annie Lorraine within the mansion. Seeing her ghost in the wine cellar, however, a realization hit her, and she finally let go.
She didn't have. She flung a fucking wine bottle at the mirror.
She bottled her.
She bottled her, aye. Is there anything else? There's one more thing here. Here it is here.
While trying to escape the phantom disguising as her friend, Marianne discovered an underground prison hidden in the deepest corners of the Ermengarde mansion. Now trapped in one of its cells, she found a recording left behind by some of the mansion's victims. None
other than Rebecca's students, quite possibly. So, plot thickens.
So you killed by the scary bitch?
Aye. I think we should read a little bit about Rebecca here, though.
Rebecca
Gales. Because we have her profile now, finally. We still have to unlock Ashton's and Luke's, but let's do Rebecca's for now. So Rebecca Gales, birthday April 1st. She's an Aries. Is that how you pronounce it? An Aries? Aries. She's 29 years old. Hey, 5'5". 165 centimetres.
For all you American... No, I think it's Americans that do, or Australians that do the centimetres.
Well, that aye. Her occupation is a history teacher. Nationality, Scottish.
Get him!
What? Religion, she's an atheist.
Huh. She was raised cock, though.
Okay. Education, master's degree in education, major in European history. I don't know why I was so surprised by the fact that she's an atheist.
Mrs. McCall. Oh, it's like you're like, Mrs. Gale. I'm used to saying Mary's name. Mrs. Gales, why are we not learning about R.A.? Because God is not fucking real, children.
The thing is that because Isabel's a Catholic, and they get on surprisingly well, and that's how it should be.
Because we've got friends for all different kinds. Like, just remember, like, you can have friends from all different kinds of creeds and religions and races and whatever. And if that's the kind of thing that stops you having friends, you need to have a serious look at yourself.
That shouldn't cause problems.
If someone doesn't like stovies, though, you get that person the fuck out of your life.
Oh yeah, she loves stovies, and so does Isabel. Yeah. Isabella, I'm calling her what Hannah calls her, but yeah, she likes stovies, reading in the library, going to the gym, cycling and jogging. Lacrosse. What's lacrosse?
I guess that field sport.
Never heard of it.
I think it's like field.
This shows how often I get out. And lesson plans. Rebecca.
Believe it or not, in the working class areas of Scotland, lacrosse is not a very popular sport.
Although of Scottish descent, she grew up in Luxbourne and even went to school in St. Goretti's. So that explains why she's got the British accent. Her parents were professors of European history and Southeast Asian history at Luxbourne University. They were often busy, and that forced Rebecca to be independent early on. Surrounded by books and instilled with a love for learning, she was a star pupil and was often called a teacher's pet for it. Her passion for academics leading to a career in industry was to be expected of her. She came out of her shell in her high school years and started becoming the Spitfire she is now. Before then, Ashton was her only friend, though she found him aggravating at first. And now she's got the hots for him. Independent and used to taking care of others, it was no surprise when she helped out the young foreigner who moves in next door. Isabella.
Yeah.
None other than Isabella, so that's how they became
Maria
friends.
Isabella Cresco Santos.
Yeah. So, should we, without further ado, move on?
Yeah.
You should go first.
Yeah, you go first then.
Okay.
It's your, just be like, you can veto it though, you're like, it's my channel.
This is how it begins, or so they say. With a gentle wind drifting through wide open windows, muffled laughter, and footsteps fading behind empty hallways, and the light kiss of the afternoon sun. Soon, there will be a call, a crossing of thresholds into the unknown. Maybe we are off to some grand adventure, or diving into another gripping mystery, or diving into another gripping mystery. One can't really tell. For all I know, a hero might even come sweep me off my feet if I'm lucky.
That's not exactly a bad thing when you think about it.
I like the R.
I'll look at her sprite. Look at her. She's all pasteled up, she's all pretty and one in the pink.
I think she might. Oh no.
Don't think of it in that way, but she is. She's entirely in pink.
That's what I think. I'm noticing, like, I think she has a favourite colour.
Yeah.
It's blue.
This is the... Yeah. She reminds me of that lassie for Lazytown.
Yeah. She grew up, stopped hanging out with weird guys who are way too much into gymnastics, and got a job as a history teacher.
Yeah, she's going up in life. But this is far from one, isn't it? A riveting tale, that is. Back in the classroom. Okay. A mild breeze, the faint murmurs, the warm rays painting every nook and cranny of a fiery hue. They are all as real as they can get. She's got a way of words, hasn't she? Mm. As much as I want to write a little tale out of this, I'm far from someone who can. I
mean, you've been doing pretty well with like your vocabulary so far.
I mean, aye.
And your dramatisation and stuff.
Fleeting fancies. That's what these are. Merely passing thoughts to occupy an idle mind. We're waiting for another busy workday to end. Then again, maybe in another life, I am one? Who knows? But at present... let me try that again. But at present, what I have and what I've chosen to be, well...
I won't last years here if I find teaching rowdy adolescents a tedious job, will I?
I'm sure she enjoys that though.
Yeah.
Surely. Admittedly, the whole world... I don't know where that came from. Admittedly, the whole affair isn't exactly as grand or exciting as I had imagined as a child. If I weren't so stubborn and too passionate about the whole idea, I probably would have quit a long time ago. But it's always the kids that make it worthwhile, isn't it? She's a teacher all in all.
Yeah.
As if in agreement, as soon as my pen slides into a neat circle against the papers I'm grading, the final bell rings. Like a dam that is opened, students begin piling out into the hallway soon after.
Did you ever get that thing, like, as soon as you start to leave, the teacher's like, the bell doesn't tell you when you leave, I tell you when to leave. And then she waits like 5 seconds, like, alright, you can
Sit your ass down!
For a short minute, I let the noise fill my ears, let my mind wander to a place far removed from all the hubbub. Hubbub. Solitary moments like this have come few and far between lately. Even my own home hasn't been as quiet as usually I prefer.
Yeah.
Though in hindsight, the entire place hasn't been the same either since Isabella moved in next door. And if her fussing over a minor cold last week tells anything, I might as well throw any idea of solitude out the nearest balcony so long as she lives nearby. At the moment, my eyes automatically shift over the bottle sitting at the edge of my desk. Is this it? Oh, this is obviously after Isabella visits her. A chuckle escapes from me as I reach for it.
A little ball of energy and enthusiasm. That big baby.
Mother hen she calls me. And then says and does the same thing right after. It's not that I'm unused to being on the receiving end of other people's worries, or I feel any sort of apprehension over her fretting.
she's probably one. It's probably like she's like, well, she's the one who normally does the mothering, not the one who gets mothered.
Yeah. If I'm to be completely honest, it's actually amusing how someone can be childlike one minute, then act like a responsible adult the next. But there's a dissonance there, both in her actions and words. Although she may not look like it, may not say anything, may not lose her cheer, one way or another, I know these troubles have weighed down on her lately.
Yeah, we are dad and that.
Yeah. Her face says it all. That big numpty.
Hey, we're Scottish folks, I love this so
Numpty.
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 Noun. A fool or an idiot.
Oh, there
or
we go.
something like that.
Yeah, or something like that. If she thinks I won't notice, she's got another thing coming for her. That's how she's always been. I do understand that part, loud and clear. It's just that I'd really rather not pass another burden on to her.
Or become one myself.
Aren't I supposed to be the one taking care of them? That's a good friend. Though I guess that's simply one of those things people eventually grow away from once you've all started leading different lives. Not completely different, I hope. Somehow that thought makes me feel uneasy. Thankfully, before stranger ideas can take root in my head, a faint buzzing comes from my bag, cutting through the rest of my thoughts. Unknown, huh? A small frown forms on my lips when the screen lights up and an unknown number flashes.
Why is a Pokemon calling me?
For a long second, my thumb hovers over the answer button, even the voice that responds, once I do accept the call, is wholly unfamiliar.
Hello?
Oh, goodness. Finally, it connects.
That sounds like...
It can't
Hello?
be.
Is this Miss Gales? Rebecca Gales?
Oh, it might be Rose.
Oh, it's Rose!
Yes,
Oh,
Yes,
because she was
speaking.
like, remember like
Who
when
is
Isabella
this?
was singing me, she's her contact.
Ah. Okay, it's all coming back to me.
Oh, sorry. Rose Cooper. Briar Realty Corporation.
Thank God, it's good to hear you again, Rose.
Ah, Rose!
Briar Realty?
A frown deepens as I straighten from my chair.
You sold me a shit house.
Bye! Something in her tone, despite sounding remarkably friendly and light, doesn't sit quite well with me. The rigid pause that follows doesn't help ease the tension that has suddenly descended either.
Miss Cooper?
Yes. Things are a bit on my end. I apologize. I'm not certain if Isabella has mentioned anything before, but we're working together on a property at the moment, and...
The Armengard Mansion, yes. She said something about that earlier. Is there a problem?
This is about Isabella, actually.
She wastes no time relaying anything. The details she's proved are immediately a bit vague, but enough for me to get a gist of what happened. It isn't the bad sort I'm expecting, though still worrying. Especially with words panic attack and pale looking a bit sickly woven together in one foreboding sentence. But as quickly as it surfaces, I stomp down on the urge to demand answers right then and there. Right there and then. Now isn't the proper time for useless questions. I'll find out soon enough regardless. To Miss Cooper's credit, she neither hesitates nor falters all throughout. There's some sort of comfort in knowing Isabella has someone like her to guide her, though not as much as I would have liked. After all, this is Isabella we're talking about.
The greatest of all cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, the greatest of all cinnamon rolls. What are the chances she said a bunch of excuses so she wouldn't get sent home?
She wouldn't do that.
Hi. She did.
Oh.
Let's be honest, she wanted to stay there.
Yeah.
She did. Very high. See,
Good
she knows her all
damn
too well. Oh, she's going to hear it this time.
You were listed as one of her emergency contacts, so I thought it'd be best you know about this.
How is she? Is she doing okay?
She
I
is
had to
dying.
take a break for now, but honestly, I'd feel better if someone were to pick her up and take her home for some rest.
The pale bitch got her.
Anthem's a fair distance from Luxspawn. I really don't want her going off on her own.
The funny thing is actually in the next town over, it's not even in Luxspawn, it's in Anslem.
Yeah.
I do it myself, but you know how it is today. Big day. People everywhere until the open house ends. I'm really sorry to ask this of you, Miss Gales. I know you're busy.
Oh, no, it's all good. I was just about to leave from work. I hope to leave early today anyway. A few minutes ahead wouldn't hurt. I can be there in a few, 30, 40 minutes tops. Is that all right?
More than fine, Miss Gales, thank you. We're supposed to be here until... Oh, excuse me. One moment, please. Yes, ma'am.
The faint hum of conversation echoes from her end. It sounds as though the place is buzzing with more people than you'll expect from a regular open house. I was sceptical at first. The house is old, not to mention its inconvenient location in Luxbourne's outskirts. Who wants to live in a place almost an hour's drive away from the comforts of a city? But from what little I can hear, it appears Isabella has every right to be optimistic about this sale. If I didn't understand why she was so adamant refusing my offer to help before, I think I do now. To some degree.
We'll be resuming the tour soon. Yes, thank you. Sorry about that. I really need to get this thing going. Lord knows how I'll salvage the situation here. It shouldn't be anything complicated, but still, clients. They can be difficult when they want to be.
Why are you telling me all this?
Anyway, just look for me when you get here, alright? I shouldn't be too hard to miss.
I have bright green hair.
Just like they both have crazy hair
Yeah.
colours. It's fine. They'll get along like a house on fire.
No problem. Thanks for letting me know about this. Just make sure Isabella stays put, please. Heaven knows how stubborn that girl can be.
Pot kettle black there, hen.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Why are they having a bitch session about Isabella? She's like having a panic attack. Go over there already.
They're just gonna be bitching on the phone for a good hour now.
Don't worry about it. I'll have a few of our staff keep an eye on her for me until you get here.
That's all I'm asking. I appreciate it.
I'm just so happy that we're doing her chapter now. The whole thing ends on a surprisingly pleasant note. If only the same can be said for the news she's brought. I allow a brief minute to pass, to ease whatever tension has latched itself firmly to my nerves. But no matter how much I wish for it, my mind stubbornly refuses to do so. My hands are unsteady against the papers I pretend to arrange after. Just pretending. Lucid thoughts, every single ounce of it grimmer than the other, grows with each passing second I linger. Something about this whole thing, along with the sudden unease and nagging worry, screams off. Wrong. Wrong! This isn't the riveting tale I hope to step into today.
You'd best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Gale. You're in one!
Oh, look at the hallway.
Creepy faceless people once more.
Even on a rush, getting everything in order before leaving takes nearly a good quarter hour. By the time I make it out of the classroom, the commotion has already died down, dwindling to mere echoes and distant laughters. From the nearby room, melodies from a rehearsing band drifts freely into the air, filling the almost empty hallway with their warm, lively tunes. Any other day, I'll stop, bask in the music, and enjoy what little peace it brings. Not today, however. My steps are brisk, and sure as I march to Edward Hall's exit?
Yeah.
Edward Hall's exit. Edward Hall's... I'm never usually one to toot my own horn, but I sounded good there. At least I think. The sooner I confirm Isabella's okay, the sooner I can shake off this niggling feeling?
Yeah.
What does niggling mean?
It's like even something niggling, it's like if you have like a niggling itch or that, it's like something persistent.
Oh, so persistent. This niggling feeling. For one reason or another, that single call of all possible things has thrown everything off kilter. I'd rather this be over with as quickly as possible. So much that I nearly barrel over a student in my haste.
Fuck it my way.
Oh. Though perhaps it's really the other way around. Oh.
Ain't you the smallest little high school student I've ever seen?
This is the
Katie, was it?
This is the creepy girl, the creepy Coraline girl. When I or the little
The lassie Zach was talking to.
what's the lassie fae miraculous ladybug? What's her name?
Marinette.
Marinette. It's baby Marinette.
Babynette.
Babynette. When I look down, a set of eyes, bright and hopeful, stare back at me.
I really wish I wish I had my hair colour was the same colour as my eyes. I mean, I have blue eyes, so having blue hair would be pretty cool.
Aye. I mean, I've had blue hair, but that turned green.
Ooh.
Bear in mind, I did really like the green hair.
Chameleon.
Her arms are wrapped around my waist like a vice. And at my attention, a grin spreads over her face.
I mean, it's what is it? VICE, but I mean, it's translated to English, so I'll no give them. I mean, Young and Mobile is pretty awesome.
There was no dialogue.
There was no voice line
There
for that.
was no. I'll need to send that to the Discord and let them know about
Buenas
that.
tardes.
What does that mean?
Good afternoon. I think it actually means.
Miss Pink. One in the pink.
No, well, for lassies it's buenas, not, but buenos dias is good morning, buenos noches is good night, so I think buenos tardes is good afternoon.
Buenos tardes. Tardes? I'm terrible.
Tardes.
Tardes. Tardes.
Señorita Pink.
I love it.
Hello, Kylie. You know, you aren't supposed to run into people like that.
Huh.
Oh.
Sorry, Miss Pink!
She loosens her hold on me, but not a hint of guilt or regret appears on her. If anything, it seems the remark only amused her. A smile appears on my face before I can help it, matching the one on her own.
Just remember not to do it again, alright? You could get hurt.
There we go.
You sound like my mama when she's scolding Rowan, Miss Pink.
I'm sure your mama only means well. I know she'll be worried sick if one of you were to get hurt. Where's your brother anyway? Aren't you two supposed to be heading home now?
Rowan said he's got some stuff he needs to do before we go. I think he's taking too long.
Please, God, don't let him be one of the people that went to the mansion.
Oh, I hope not either.
But he promised to buy me jelly babies today. If I keep what he's doing a secret from Mama and
God damn
Papa.
it.
Any chance you'll tell Miss Pink about it?
She shakes her head, both her hands going to her mouth as if to keep a precious secret from spilling out.
I made a promise.
Oh, it even sounds like her hands are covering her mouth.
Said it's for Tio Luke.
Huh?
Uncle.
Oh.
Mi tío.
Oh.
You Spanish?
Something like a gift?
Oh, she's Hispanic. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, she just says tío and that means uncle.
Or maybe that's because she's just came out of Spanish class. Who knows?
Look at there.
Mi hermano mayor.
Oh, bless her.
That means big brother.
Tio promised to take him somewhere cool when he's old enough. Rowan's gonna prove he's a grown-up.
No.
God damn it.
We know damn fucking well it's the Ermengarde mansion. Laughter slips free from my lips.
Your brother is dead, Dave. And just walks away.
You sounded like Rose there. I don't know, it sounds like something that Rose would say. Your brother is dead, dear. The teacher in me wants to give whoever this is, whoever this Tio is, a reprimand for bringing about this kind of behaviour in children. But if both Suarez kids, did I say that?
Yeah, Suarez.
But if both Suarez kids are so fond of him, there shouldn't be anything to worry about, yes? At any rate, they're nothing but well behaved, both Kylie and her brother. Rowan, the eldest, may have an occasional odd streak in and out of class, but their parents taught them well. I see no reason to cast any suspicion of bad
I'm
behaviour
kind
on
of
them.
worried. Like, see the video we saw in Marianne's. I'm trying to remember if we ever heard the name Rowan.
Oh god. Oh, need to
Honey,
have...
if your brother is dead, you ain't get no jelly babies.
As long as it isn't anything dangerous, alright?
It's not. Cross my heart.
Sure.
Nice.
Sure, Jan. Liza Minnelli.
My drawings are a lot prettier than what he's doing anyway. Tio said so. Do you want to see? I drew one earlier at class.
Oh.
Is that why you're here?
Not really. I was gonna show it to my friend first. But since it's you, I'm sure she wouldn't mind if you see it before she
God
does.
damn it, she has made evil ghost friends.
If horror movies have taught us anything.
Oh no. I can't stay right now, Kylie.
Her face falls immediately after the words are out.
Just look at the picture, god damn it.
A small part of me feels responsible for that crestfallen look. But as much as I want to stay a little longer, there's another place I need to be right now. Isabella. And frankly, another child to look after.
Shade.
Taking both of her hands, I kneel in front of her and muster the most rueful smile I can. At her age, I'm quite sure she already understands what I'm about to say before they're even out. But remarkably, she doesn't look away or pout as I'm expecting her to.
I'm sorry. You know what? Rowan has a class with me on Monday around this time. Why don't you drop by again next week? After class? I'll even make sure to wait for you. It's just that I absolutely must leave now. My friend had an accident earlier, and I'm the only one she has here.
What about her mama and papa?
They did.
Oh.
Her family lives really far from here, I'm afraid. Do you remember where Asia is? The southeast part?
No.
That's where they are.
Her eyes immediately light up at my question. Just like that, I know I've earned the girl's forgiveness.
Oh, just like Takako.
Who?
My friend. She said she used to live there, only just a little higher than southeast.
Evil.
Is this a student or is this the pale bitch?
Goddamn evil. I knew it.
Children get too involved.
There is a reason Japanese ghosts are the scary ghosts.
Let's not jump the gun. Let's not jump the gun
I mean,
yet.
I've jumped the gun, the shark, shot the shark with the gun and jumped over on the boat. I'm jumping all the things.
But she hasn't come home in a long time, so she doesn't remember much about it anymore. Melody says it's weird I talked to her, but I think she's just shy.
This only just makes things a bit.
Melody.
This only makes things a bit more. Because
Why is that like a mama thing? Why are ghosts always like nice to children but like break everyone else's neck?
Because they could make very valuable vessels for the ghost.
Yeah.
Who knows?
They could be good friends too. Don't you think so, Miss Pink?
One in the pink.
Maybe if you introduce them properly, they will be.
This is my ghost friend.
That's what I think. Takako's just lonely. If she makes more friends, she won't be anymore. Is your friend like that too?
No, she's not dead.
No.
A little, possibly. To be honest, sometimes I can't tell with her.
We're divulging too much information with a little girl who has probably connections with this pale bitch.
The kakakakako.
After all, Isabella has always been the kind to hold a smile, even when things have taken a turn for the worse.
Yeah, if it is the ghost bitch, remember how she lovingly put you in a chokehold and strangled you?
Yes.
Love me!
5 years, and one will think it's enough time to know a person. But when you consider it, come to think of it, all these years, I've never, not even once, seen her cry. Not over a trivial matter, or even when things are tough.
Okay, you can go to her. I'll just show you my drawing next time.
It's gonna be a scary drawing.
Thank you.
Mark my words.
Remind me to buy you a huge glass of parfait, alright?
Aww.
No, I'll get a stomachache. Takako says so.
Fucking ghost, like, no, honey, you shouldn't eat ice cream. It'll give you a stomachache. That's what happened to me before I died.
A small one is okay.
I'll remember that. Say hi to your friend for me.
I will. I'm sure she'd love to meet you too. See you, Miss Pink.
I'll see you later, Kylie.
London Bridge is
Oh,
falling down,
God.
falling down,
She doesn't look back or wait for any sort of goodbye from me. With a song and an extra spring in her steps, she bounds across the corridor with as much spirit only a child her age can have. Thank God she didn't continue singing, because that's hard to read over.
Yeah.
As if the conversation has never taken any downhill turn for her at all. As if there isn't a single thing to worry about in the world. Not long after, she disappears behind a door, leaving behind strains of an old familiar rhyme lingering in the air. Carefree. Unbidden. Untroubled moments like this, I envy her. And as I resume my hurried pace, a tiny whisper at the back of my mind wishes the same can be said for myself and my own worries. Oh, out in Luxbourne. Luxbourne may be a small city, but it's no stranger to hellish rush hour traffic. But surprisingly, getting out of the city today proves to be more of a breeze than a hassle. A relief considering how none of my calls to Isabella have made it through. Either the reception is really bad over there, or she's ignoring them on purpose.
Demons.
Both does nothing to ease the disquiet in me.
You can tell she's a teacher, that vocabulary.
The rest of my drive passes with much incident, did I say that right? As soon as I'm out of the busy streets. In less than 30 minutes, the mansion looms ahead of me.
Is it bad that every time we see it, I'm just expecting like... But
wait, we didn't see her at the mansion in Isabel's chapter?
No. 'Cause
So
I remember we went to go get her. I guess we should be
we,
like...
we got her at the theatre, so what
Maybe you'll be like... That the ghost woman shows up and she's like, oh hey, my friend Kylie was talking about you. Why didn't you look at her drawing?
Do you think maybe this is why she was in a mood?
You'll never know.
For all the fuss Isabella made about the house, it remains a thing of beauty.
It is a beautiful house.
It is.
Just the inside is deeply terrifying.
Unlike Luxbourne, the estate in the nearby Anston village stands in its complete opposite. Living and breathing the songs of the old, whispers of a once blooming haven lingering in the air. Contemporary conveniences aside, it's a place I'm glad modernisation hasn't wholly touched.
It's just a shame the locals know more of the silly hearsay than the history itself. If I could only knock some sense into these people!
So you can clearly tell she also has a thing for old architecture.
Yeah.
Sadly, complaining is all I can afford to do. As much as I want to give them a piece of my mind, it isn't why I'm here. I don't think these rich types will appreciate getting a lecture from me either. I have as much business with them as they have with me. With a heavy sigh, I give myself one last second to take in the scenery before heading up the main entrance.
Did we see... is this where we... No, it was at the party we saw Hannah Anna.
What day is this?
21st. The party's at the 26th.
This is during where Isabel was feeling sick.
This is when she found the letter.
Most of the guests are already heading out, though some still linger. It's mainly just to take photos of the house's facade or its various rooms. I pause for a moment, scanning the small crowd gathered at the foyer, looking for any sign of that familiar ponytail amongst the sea of hats and heads.
No sign of her.
I mean, it is quite a long one, not gonna lie.
She left with Ashton.
That's why she was pissy.
Oh my god, okay. No sign of the other staff or Miss Cooper either.
That'll be why she's like, I was supposed to save her, and you took her away, you bumhole.
I can certainly look for Isabel on my own, but in a place this big, I'd be lucky if I didn't end up lost or find her before we need to meet with Zachary and Ash tonight.
It's better, Santos.
Sighing, I reach for my mobile and redial her number, the gesture, familiar now after so many attempts earlier. If she doesn't answer, I can still try contacting Miss Cooper. I just hope the network reception will cooperate this time. This side of the county has never been popular with the tech savvy after all. To my relief, it only took 3 unsuccessful tries. At the 4th one, right as it's about to switch to another intercept message, the line finally rings. Silence follows, while I wait for her to pick up, the ringing going far too long for my tastes. By now, the most of the visitors have already cleared out. All I have for company are the faint murmurs and an eerie calmness left in their wake. A sudden hush settles, and it gives way to noises louder than they're ever meant to be. Doors creaking and slamming shut in some distant part of the mansion, floorboards groaning under the sheer weight of the house's history. In the now empty hall, they all reverberate. In the now empty hall, they all reverberate with special clarity against the walls. Like this, those old stories seem to almost have a ring of truth to it. I don't get to stray far into the ugly line of thought, however. Not a second later, a click sounds from the other end.
Hello? Isabella? Miss Cooper called earlier and...
Oh no!
Isabella?
And here we go.
Belle? Are you alright?
Without any warning, the call gets cut off.
I found her phone, it's mine now. And just hangs up. Now I'm gonna go on Spotify. I'm gonna go on Facebook and post really weird things for her. Imagine the ghost being quite a troll now. It's not a murderer.
Busy notes blare sharply against the heavy silence. But above the noise cutting through the mute air remains the faint cries of a woman.
We've started early with the spooks.
Beyond the foyer.
The foyer.
My hand falls to my side as I cast a wary look around, waiting for someone to come running. Surely I can't be the only one hearing this. There must still be some staff hanging around, checking things out. But no one does. Not even when her sobs turn more frantic and anguished.
Excuse me? Hello? Who's there? Isabella? Isabella? Is that you?
No answer. Growing anxious, I amble over where her cries are coming from. Each step, slow and cautious, towards a door on the other end of the room. While I'm far from someone who readily gives in to fear or stories lacking factual basis, the vague, restless feeling I have earlier immediately returns to me. And despite myself, my heart begins to race and my breathing quickens.
Belle? Belle, it's me. Miss Cooper called. Is everything okay?
Abruptly, all of it stops. My whole body tenses, mouth dragging in ragged breath, ears straining for any other sound yet to come from the other side. But nothing follows. Instead, the quiet only leads itself to the heavy tension in the air, as if every small movement will disturb the fragile stillness hanging in the room. That sounds like the woman limping, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I wait for another second.
It's like a heartbeat as well.
Then, with a caution, I reach for the knob.
Cue the very slow Resident Evil thing of the door slow.
My fingers barely graze the brass handle when a hand falls on my shoulder.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's Rose!
Just I'll punch a bit.
I am so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you.
Did you see her sprite? She was ready to fucking smack her.
Yeah, one thing, just do not make, if he's from Glasgow, do not make a Glaswegian woman angry. You will get a headbutt square in the face.
I bet we're gonna see this. I'm waiting for a freak out.
No, it's
Okay, never mind. I was expecting her to get fired up. Still reeling, my gaze shifts back to the door, as if any second now, the cries will start again, or whoever's inside will burst out of the room.
It's good to see Rose again.
It's lovely. Look, I'm just waiting for the saleswoman smile. That's all I want to see. But I don't get to dwell on these. The woman's worried voice breaks through the haze in my mind again, oddly soothing in the thick of my unease. Even if the concerned look comes from a total stranger, finally being in the company of someone else is somehow comforting.
Ma'am? Are you okay?
Oh, no, I'm fine. This is probably just some cold.
No. Welcome to the horror movie.
Do you need to sit down?
No need. I'm actually looking for a friend.
I wave the mobile in front of her, like the gesture alone explains everything. Vaguely, I know my tight grip on it, and quickly slip it into my pocket before she notices. She doesn't need to know.
Well, I'm not really sure if your friend would still be here. We're actually about to close the open house in a few minutes, ma'am.
No worries. She's not a guest here. She works for Briar Realty. Miss Cooper called me earlier. In fact, I'm also looking for her.
Recognition flashes in her eyes, and her worried expression dissolves into a smile at once.
Give us it.
Where is it?
Salesman's smile.
Do you want to do a bit of reading?
Oh, sure.
Because I've been going for far too long, I believe.
Alright, I'm happy to do it. It's all I need to know that I don't have to look elsewhere or venture deeper into the mansion on my own. In some way, I'm not too keen on the latter right now.
Oh, Miss Rebecca Gales, is it?
The very same doll.
Rebecca Gales.
Yes. Sorry if I'm a bit late.
It's not a problem. I was busy with the open house and a few clients anyway. It's actually a good thing you came when you did. Let's see. Isabella should be here somewhere. I told her to stay put earlier. Girl never listen.
Rose? Rosie? May I have a minute? There's just this one little thing before we go.
Oh.
Dearest Honor.
Honor.
Miss Cooper's head immediately snaps up at the voice. Sorry, I've got a blocked nose. And a blink, a different kind of smile spreads on her face. Give it to me. Come on.
Come on.
A smile still, friendly even, but the kind given mainly for the sake of pleasing other people rather than making friends.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
Here's
I'll
your-
be there in a few.
Yes! Knew it for a fact. Come on.
The saleswoman smile. Oh.
So much fucking money.
Oh, Miss Cooper, you're adorable.
It's an impressive thing, to say the least. That level of professionalism. I suppose working years in this kind of business trains you enough to be able to pull that off without batting an eye. It certainly didn't seem to have rubbed off on Isabella. The shade this woman has thrown.
Sorry, could you give me a second? I have to take care of this.
Don't worry about it. I understand. I can wait a few more minutes.
I'll just look at the weird
Clients,
Pope
right?
furniture.
Yeah.
You won't hear anything from me. Priorities, you know? But if you want, you can stay at the parlor in the meantime. I think we have a few refreshments left.
Oh, refreshments.
No, thank you. I'm going out with a few friends after this. Isabella's supposed to join us too. But that depends on how she's doing, of course.
Alright, this won't be long, I promise.
You notice people are very forthcoming with a lot of information in this.
Yeah.
She throws me an apologetic look before sauntering over the small group gathered at the entrance.
Oh.
I think this is the most people I've ever had on screen so before. A couple are siblings? And another woman, possibly their secretary.
Do you see... Look at Mr. Wrong.
There is a darkness in that boy. Look at him. From his shoulders, a darkness spreads over his very soul, as if he's evil.
That's a bit weird.
There is a darkness in that man. I've seen it last time in Zach, because we brung this up a couple of times. Just in some shots, there is evil. Either way, they look no different from the other guests, apart from the satanic visage coming from Mr. Luke. All three of them are primly dressed, albeit in a manner significantly simpler than the others. No frills, no extravagance or any form. But their gestures and movements alone speak volumes of their ingrained lifestyle. Look at that finger, you know what she's... In their presence, I do what I can in their presence, I do what I can to appear inconspicuous on my side of the foyer. Maybe accepting Miss Cooper's offer would have been a much better choice than standing around awkwardly and gaping at them. Well, all while also attempting my best not to listen in on their conversation. Although that one proves to be more difficult with how enthusiastic the blonde woman is. Her voice easily echoes through the walls with only the five of us here. Pretty soon, I find myself being drawn into their talk without meaning to.
Tomorrow? First thing in the morning?
First thing in the morning, ma'am.
The mundane talk isn't what catches my attention, however.
Very well. We'll have our lawyers prepare everything as soon as possible. Let's make this whole thing easier for everyone, shall we? Just let me know if there's anything you need from me. You know how to contact me, yes?
Got your mobile number saved here already.
Good. It's just a matter of time then.
It's a brief moment. A fleeting shift of my eye.
Monday for us, Marianne.
As long as you're positive, we won't be having any problems by that time. You can count on my team.
You worry too much. Let me handle those things. Do be thrilled, though. I imagine it's not every day you get projects like this,
And the instant I turn my gaze on him, I see it.
Oh, I'm certain Mint's ecstatic, Buttercup. Aren't you, Marianne? You know, we could all celebrate this with a few drinks. Why don't we?
I don't remember him being this creepy.
Look at Marianne though. She looks like she's ready to fucking fly for him.
In fact, there's this really excellent Irish pub I visited a few days ago.
Don't blonde bloke. Don't poke the bear.
Looming. Hovering over his shoulders. Drawn to him like a moth to a flame. A dark blur. No. A shadow.
I think I'll pass on that, sir. I have more important matters to attend to.
Oh.
I know it, because as someone who's done voice acting, that was probably someone, like, she was probably away and didn't have the same recording equipment and probably just recorded it on another thing.
To be fair, she still sounded fabulous as ever.
Still very good voice acting though, I'm
Yep,
not going to lie.
she
No,
still
trust me, I have been there, not knocking it.
She still sounded fabulous. I wonder if the Discord chat would appreciate me putting that in though. I'm just scared in case I put like all this information in and someone already has and they're like, we know.
Well, like, having the same thing brought up isn't a bad thing, it just means like it's definitely been seen.
It just shows that we're being...
Yeah. It's always with the best interests at heart.
Yeah.
Because we like Young and Mobile, we're loving this game so far.
Darling, your liver.
Oh no, I think it might even be like deliberate, like as in like there's something blocking out your perceptions.
Oh, maybe it really isn't the sound equipment.
You already had a glass today, and apparently a few days ago as well.
'Cause it's as if it's like she's hard of hearing, as if there's something blocking it.
How many times do we have to remind you? Doctor's orders, remember?
Aye,
You never let me do anything fun.
it's getting worse. But as I try to make sense of it, a heavy feeling descends over my whole body.
Oh.
It happens without warning, forcing me to close my eyes. The sensation creeps to every part of me, crawling under my skin and draining me little by little of any strength. Before I know it, my hand is gripping the nearby door for support. A sudden nausea drowns out their voices and what little sound there is. All except for the whispers and laughters.
I'm scared.
Judging, mocking, taunting. Muffled, inaudible words bearing down on me like a death sentence. They wrap around my neck and limbs, binds tightening with every syllable, every utterance. And with each draw of breath I take, they drag me down slowly, almost painfully, into a bottomless abyss. On, and on, and on, till the sounds turn into mere distant echoes. Until suddenly, it shatters.
Well, what are we waiting for? Are we done here?
Oh.
The bloop is gone. His voice rips through the fog like a sharp blade and my eyes snap open.
So, the weird sound of their voices was genuine?
Yeah, it was as if something was taking...
I've got to say, Yang Yang Mobile, he's really had me there. That was fantastic.
When I look to them again, it's gone.
Just a second, darling. Send my regards to Isabel, please.
It'd be hilarious if they looked at her and you just heard Rebecca going,
Shut myself. Don't say that.
just suddenly waking up.
Oh, fuck. You can't do this to someone that's looked at a blank black screen for a good 5 minutes. well, no 5 minutes, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but still. Fuck.
Oh, girl. Please let her know she doesn't have to worry and tell her to get some rest.
That's funny.
Anyway, we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Likewise, ma'am.
No shadows or dark clouds. Only amicable smiles and cordial handshakes. The usual pleasantries as Miss Cooper leads them out the mansion like a graceful host. None of the group seem to have noticed it. And even as I force my breathing to calm down, keep my eyes trained on their backs, and wait for something to happen, it doesn't come back. She returns a moment later. Gently, she closes the great doors behind her, but there's a smile on her lips and an extra skip in her step when she walks back to me. Whatever she was discussing with the group had put her in a good mood. Money!
Money!
Even she appears to have not observed anything odd. Was I just seeing things?
Glad that was over.
You and me both, doll.
It's been a long day. I thought for sure we're going to... hey, are you sure you're doing okay? You look a bit green.
Bold words coming from the person with luminescent green hair.
But you know what? Pink goes good with green.
Yeah.
Quoted from Wicked. I'm not just saying that, it's quoted from Wicked. Well, to be fair, pastel green and pastel pink are in the same pastel family.
So you get your hair pink and I'll get mine green then?
Sounds like a plan. Ordain it.
It's all good. I'm actually still recovering from a cold.
I don't think that's a cold.
Weather's been crazy lately.
That must be it. The weather, the stupid cold, and the friendly warnings I'm too stubborn to listen to. As much as I hate to admit it, Isabella's right. I was, and still am, a little feverish when she visited me at school this morning. The medicine helped, of course, but only some. Although it's not like I can't function. It did get better after lunch, and I was able to go through my schedule like normal. Now I'm not so sure. However, I can't keep acting like I've seen some sort of apparition when it's anything but. I simply must have listened too many times to Isabella last week. My fever-muddled mind has started to confuse things. If this doesn't let up, I just need another visit to my doctor, plain and simple. Though I do hope it won't get any worse. We did promise to watch Zachary's film together.
I know what you mean. I've been complaining to Isabel. It doesn't seem to affect her much, though. Must be because she grew up in the tropics. Anyway, shall we? She's probably hanging out with the rest of the catering staff.
Nope. She's gone.
With Ashton Fru.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised she's there. She eats like 10 hungry men when she isn't feeling well.
Well, I mean, after seeing what she's seen, going through our trips,
I would eat like my own weight.
Aye. Oh, I'm talking about Becca.
Oh no, I'm just saying. Just when I was thinking like, eat, no.
I was meaning like.
Oh no, after that, after
tripping out, after seeing that Rebecca's already gone with Ashton, I can tell why she's pissed when she goes to the theatre. Aye.
Lead the way.
With a small nod, she gestures for me to follow. I do so without much thought, finally putting everything in the back of my mind. Good old Luxborn, Zarbucks, Burke, the hotel, the Sleepy Sheep Inn, the library, Sir Antiques, Mrs. Flowers, the bar, and the crow. Oh, there's the crowbar!
There's the crow. But we're all very close to one another, I've noticed. But don't beep at me.
Fuck you.
But I'm very happy that we're starting this chapter. And now that we're obviously unraveling Rebecca's chapter, things are making a little bit more sense. I can understand why Rebecca's in such a mood, considering what's went down already.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I think I'm very much looking forward to seeing what happens next time. But it's goodbye from me, and don't let your mems be drams.
Thank you so much for joining me, Kieran.
Of course, darling. I'm always happy to be here with you getting scared shitless by Japanese women. Also, we might have a possible name for her if it is actually her.
Oh yeah, what was her name?
Takako.
Takako. There we go, people. That could very well be her.
It's actually Japanese for spooky ass bitch.
Spale spooky ass bitch.
Spale pooky ass snitch.
Oh my god. I'm so illiterate, I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoy, and we'll see you all in the next episode. Roll the outro, please.
Sit your ass down!